Hello guys, welcome and welcome back to my channel. If you're new to this channel, hello, my name is Joy Fa. In this video I'm going to be showing you guys how I made this beautiful wing from a newspaper, an old newspaper. This newspaper have expired. I actually got this newspaper from the newspaper shop, the ones they were unable to sell. Some of them are the ones from last year and many months ago that is of no value again. So I got them and I'm going to be transforming this newspaper into a beautiful angel wings. Let's go there. So all you need to do is to create a pattern. Creating a pattern is very easy. I got a carry board and I just create a shape like a leaf like shape. I just had it on my head and I was like, okay, let me do something, let me create something that looks like a leaf, you know. And I just came up with that pattern. I liked the size. I drew a size out, I liked it, and I just traced it out. So I used it as a template for my newspaper. So all I did was I gathered all my newspaper. I got about 50 bundles of newspaper and I got it very cheap. I bought 50 bundles of newspaper for 9,000 naira. So it actually came out very cheap. And then I started tracing my pattern on the newspaper. I trace and trim. I was doing one bundle at a time and a bundle was giving me like 4 shapes. So I draw out 4 shapes from a bundle of about 12 pages and I just trace it out. So I was having a lot of that pattern. I came up with a lot of that pattern. As you can see in the video, my kids were actually helping me out because this job came as an emergency job. I got this job just a day before a pageantry and I needed to deliver. They just called me and like, Zamzam, I'm going for a fashion show. Can you create something for me for the creative outfit? And I was like, create something, what should we do? And something just clicked and I was like, oh yeah, I can actually do a butterfly and I know it's going to be outside the box. So let's go. I had a sleepless night that day. I worked from morning. I went to school in the morning. I had classes because I'm actually a nursing student. And when I got back in the afternoon, I started this work and I finished this work the next morning. So I was out till like 4 a.m. the next morning, either 4 or 5 a.m. the next morning. I was just here and I was just doing my thing. So you are going to create a lot of pattern for this job. Cut as many patterns as you want because that's like our major material for this job. You cut as many patterns as you can. While my son was drawing out the patterns, I was trimming them out and the other was doing the videoing, of course. So yeah, if you see on the floor, I have a very big carton. This is an AC carton, or yeah, an air conditioner carton. So I cut out a wing shape. For you to do this kind of pattern, you need to be very creative. You need to know how to draw, to sketch, you know, just imagine stuff. And I came up with a very big feather like shape. I have a stapler, an industrial stapler, and I began to staple both sides together. So you need it to take shape, of course, before you start installing your papers on it, because this is like your background. If you've gotten a background, you use this carton for your background. Placing your paper will be very easy because your paper, of course, is going to take the shape of the background, which is my feather or my wing shape. So this is more like an angel wing shape covered on with paper. That is just the idea behind it. But right now, after the covering, it's going to come out like a newspaper design, you know, all over. It came out really fine. And guess what? My model actually won this competition because of this outfit. It was outstanding. It was marvelous. It was beautiful. This is how big and bold the feather is going to look. So I can say I'm playing around with it. So just trim. My background is ready, of course. I got a rope because you're going to be hanging this design like a backpack. So you are going to get something like a rope where you can just wear it like a backpack. That's the idea. So now this is my background. This is my paper. I rolled my paper. I didn't want the pattern to just be flat. So I rolled my paper with a pen. Just roll your paper around the pen and it's going to give you this curvy shape. The curvy shape, like a curvy shape, and you begin to gum. So I started gumming orderly with a hot candle gum. I started gumming and you just keep gumming. As you're gumming, you'll be seeing the beauty, you know. Just keep gumming and the shape will keep coming. I'll gum everything on it. I gummed as many as I could. When I got to the top of the pattern, I used a smaller pattern. When I got to the top of the wings, I used a smaller pattern so it could make sense. Like, I was just being creative. When you are working on this thing, there's just this beauty, there's just this thing about being creative. As you work, ideas just keep coming to your head. So when you are working, you don't have to do it exactly the way I'm doing it, but of course you are going to come up with something. So I kept arranging these patterns that I cut out, and when I got to the top of the wing, I just thought about making a smaller size of the same pattern, which I did, and it came out perfect. It was beautiful. After I put this pattern on this part of the wing, I turned it over and I did the same on the other part of the wing. So I was having this paper design on both sides of the wing, because this wing, you can't hide any part of the wing. It's visible, both the front and the back. So you are going to pay attention to both sides. That's what I did. So I just kept gumming and gumming and gumming. As you can see, it's already late, very late. So I kept gumming and gumming. I didn't eat, I didn't rest. I was working because I was enjoying the fact that I was doing something new. This was like my first time trying this wing out, and someone pushed me to do it. Like, someone challenged me to do it. Like, I need something, and I was like, okay, let me just do this swing, and I just went into it like that. So as I was working, I was enjoying it, and I just lost track of time until when I checked, and then it was daybreak already. So just keep watching. It's this easy, very easy to make, and it's very creative and beautiful. Yeah, I told you before, I told you you're going to use a pen to like just roll the paper on the pen, and it's going to give you this curvy shape at the tip of the paper. You can see how beautiful it is. It has this curvy, beautiful shape, and it's gradually coming out. So just keep watching, relax, and see the end of this video. You're going to be amazed. If you are not yet subscribed to our channel, don't forget to click on your subscription button and click on your notification bell as well. We teach a lot of DIY, easy, beautiful, and unique DIYs. You know how we do it now. you seeing what I'm saying? It's gradually coming out. Look at how beautiful it is. It's coming out and it's going to come out perfect. Can you see this beauty? This is how beautiful it's going to look. So you just keep applying your patterns, just keep putting your patterns till you get to the end of it. Okay, as you can see, this is like one part of the feather is finished, just one side of a part of the feather is finished, and I will do the same thing for the other side, and then I flip over and continue. Yeah guys, at this point I was done with one part of the one side of the wings, and I flipped over my I didn't video the transformation, like how I flipped over, because it was dark, so I was trying to manage working and videoing at the same time. But here I was done with one side. There is nothing serious to do there. Just keep placing your cutout patterns. Don't forget, you can actually use anything for your pattern. I decided to use a newspaper. You mustn't use a newspaper. You can decide to use something else. It's your choice. You can decide to use a fabric. You can decide to use a paper, a regular paper. You can decide to create something. Just be creative. You can decide to use a trampoline. You can decide to use a carton too for your paper. So it just depends on what you want. I just want this concept around this newspaper. That's why I used newspaper, not like newspaper is a must and all that. So just keep placing until every part is covered. Then the handle, you just attach a handle that would enable you hang this feather or this wing as a school bag or like a backpack, you know. That is just it, and then you're done. My work is done. This is how beautiful and amazing it is. You need to see this costume when the model rocked it. God, you need to see it. It was beautiful, very beautiful.